Has there ever been a time in your life when things haven't worked out the way you had planned? When, in fact, they might have gone in the complete opposite direction? Trust me, you will not be able to be the best dog trainer you can be for your dog unless you know how to recover from failure, unless you have the mindset that knows how to pivot. I'm going to share with you steps on how I've done it over the years, and I think I've been really upfront with my failures and my pivots. So I'm going to give you 5 things that I'm hoping will be of help to you. Number 1, you've got to have goals no matter what it is you're doing. If you're raising a puppy, if you have an adolescent dog, if you have a rescue dog, if you're just saying, I've had enough, I'm now present to the fact that my dog's life has gotten very small because he's so difficult to manage and I want to change things. You've got to have a big picture. And that big picture is going to be focused on what's important. What is important to you as a dog owner? And if you want me to put it into words, here are the 3 things that I always go back to. Number 1, it's growing confidence in that dog, because a confident dog, I believe, is a dog that has less anxiety and has a happier, more fuller life. So grow confidence is number 1. Grow connection is number 2. That's just the relationship you have. And if you're doing dog sports, that's what the success of dog sports is reliant on, is that connection or relationship you have with your dog. And number 3, grow consistency so that your dog has consistent, reliable behaviors. That's what makes a great family pet and a great competition dog. Number 2, your plan includes both a plan A and a plan B. So what are you going to do if your dog doesn't sit when you ask them to sit? What are you going to do when your dog doesn't come when called? What is the plan B in the moment? And then hopefully you never have to use these plan Bs, but you visualize, this is what's happened. My dog sees a squirrel. My dog sees a rabbit. Plan B. Now, before you take your dog off leash, you're going to say, well, I know there's no squirrels in this area, so I'm going to take my dog off leash. That's plan A. Plan B is there's a rogue squirrel. What are you going to do then? Number 3 is the pivot. It's the transition from plan A to plan B. That is your pivot. And it has to, if it's an instantaneous, if it's a small setback that we're transitioning from, then it's going to be an in the moment transition. And how does that get easy for you? Oh, Susan, I'm not a fast thinker. I can't juggle things. I was just focused on something else. So somebody throws a toy in the pond and their dog goes to get it, and then suddenly your dog goes and jumps on top of their dog. What's your plan B? Hey, sister, jump in the pond right after your dog, right? Don't A, let your dog hurt the other dog, and B, don't let that other dog, get in a little scrap with your dog in the middle of the water. So that pivot can be a moment of time. It could be a day, a week, a month, or more. And the pivot always goes back to what's important. What's important is going to be always laid out ahead of time before you go into whatever big adventure that you just went into. Number 4, now comes the review after the fact. Okay, plan A or plan B is now finished. Now we're going to review. First of all, you're going to look at what resiliency have you developed? What growth has happened right here in the moment? Well, I learned that I can be embarrassed and recover, that I don't adopt that as a personality trait, that I don't have to defend or justify. I just have to, apologize if my dog interrupted with another person or another dog, and then go plan B. Now I'm into my step 4, which is my review. What did I just learn? What am I celebrating? What happened great in that scenario? There may or may not be something, but your ability to transition could be the celebration. So what did you learn? What are you celebrating? What resiliency have you developed even further? Because that resiliency is what is going to give you the ability to make those pivots faster in the future. And the final thing of your review is what gets shared. Please, please, please do not share the drama of why you had to go to plan B. Well, my dog took a dump here, so then I had to do this. Because what you're doing is rehearsing for your brain that whenever my dog and I get together, something bad happens. You are putting that energy, it's a lower vibration energy. You're putting it out to the universe that this is the relationship I have with my dog and woe is me. That doesn't get shared. If somebody asks how something went, you know what? We learned some great lessons and here's where we were amazing. that gets shared, my friend. The other toxic stuff just gets put in a pile. We pick out our lessons. We put the rest of it away. It doesn't serve us to go down to that lower vibrational place to share a story of drama for Facebook, for our friends. It doesn't matter. Remember, friends don't need it. Enemies aren't going to believe it anyway. Now, here's where you've got to go to that journal, and what are those action steps? Yes, in the journal, you write all the review points, but what's your next best thing? What can you do right now that's going to improve what just happened today? And then what's the long-term planning look like? It may look like coming over to Shaped by Dog and doing a deep dive, maybe on YouTube, of one of our playlists about mindset or about puppy raising or about overcoming challenges. Whatever it is, I hope you're including us in it.